Okay guys, so my hair is freshly washed and I've already moisturized and sectioned it off with leave-in conditioner. We're gonna be trying out both of these bounce curl brushes. I have the Define one here and the Volume one here. And Kelsey already had a video on this Define one. I think this was like the original brush one. She first came out with these. And Kelsey has a whole video on it. So if you wanna see her thoughts on this one, then go check that video out. But I wanted to try it out for myself, but I wanted to compare this one to the Bounce Curl Volume Edge Lift Brush. And I purchased this one myself and I just borrowed Kelsey's because I didn't want to buy the same brush she already had. So I'm gonna be using Kelsey's to compare with this one. So hopefully I like one or both of these, because if you guys know me, you know I'm not a brush styling kind of girl. I just like to use my fingers and just rake the product through. But I can't unsee this brush anywhere, it's everywhere. It looks like it works so well in so many different curl types. And I looked online and these brushes are supposed to be good for all curl types. So I'm hoping that one of these works really well. As you can see, this purple one is the Bounce Curl Volume Edge Lift one, and this one is the Bounce Curl Define one. As you can see, the ridges are different sizes. So the purple one, these are smaller, like finer ridges, and the Define one has like wider ridges. So I'm assuming this one is supposed to create like larger curl clumps and like smooth out your hair more. And this one is supposed to create smaller clumps to create more volume. So I'm assuming that's why it's called the Volume one. I'll just read the back of the purple one. This says, the Volume Edge Lift Brush offers one-of-a-kind patented design. Well, it's one-of-a-kind patented design designed to create smaller curl clumps for enhanced volume. It smooths and separates curls, making it ideal for wavy, curly, or coily hair types with lengths over 3 inches. So we're gonna see. And I was gonna use like a different curl combo to do this video, like try out a new one. But to be on the safe side, since I am using like 2 new tools to do my hair, I'm just gonna use a combo that I already know my hair works really well with, and that's my tried and true. You guys already know if you've watched any of my curly hair videos recently. The leave-in that's already in here is my Camille Rose Honey Hydrate. So we're starting with that already in here. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with me applying that because I've already applied it. And my Extreme Wetline Professional Gel is going to be the gel of choice for today. And I'm hoping I like both of these and they both give me like a really nice defined look to my hair, and I can have the option between the 2 looks. But honestly, I feel like I'm gonna like the purple one better, but maybe that's just me seeing different people use both of these brushes, and based on their curl type, I can kind of tell what's gonna work with my curl type. And if you guys are wondering, my hair is, I'm pretty sure it's 3C, 4A, and a tiny bit of 3B in the front. So I have like 3 curl patterns in my hair, and I'm pretty sure that's normal. Let me know if you have like 3 curl types in your hair, because over the years my hair has changed so much, especially since I stopped using heat like altogether. Certain curls are tighter, certain curls are looser, some in between. So I'm just applying this wetline gel to my hair. Like I said, my hair is already detangled, thank God, but I'm sure this brush is supposed to like help detangle and smooth out your hair too, like it said. So I do know it takes a couple of tries or a few tries to get the technique down to use this brush. Like I said, I've watched quite a few videos on how to use it, but I'm just gonna see what works best for me. I do know you can use it horizontally or like vertically, depending on what you're more comfortable with. So I'm just gonna go through a few times before I actually define the curl, because I'm trying to also see how it works as a detangling brush too, you know? And then I'm going to like flip it and get each curl to go through like that. Okay, I may have to do this a couple of times to get the hang of it. And I feel like this is gonna work much better with smaller sections. So don't do what I just did, because that section I think was a little too big. So I'm just gonna do a smaller section this time and see if that feels better. because I feel like the bigger the section, the more frizz you're gonna have. Also, depending on what like curly hair products you're using, depending on if your hair needs to be wet or damp, I'm sure that is probably gonna be a factor too. But if you're new here, you guys, and you don't know, I hate wet hair, like when I have to style my hair. So usually my favorite styling products require damp hair, if you guys don't know, which is why I usually go for this combo when I don't know what else to use if I'm not using anything new. This is my top, like my favorite one, because you can use it on damp hair. I have sensory issues, so like water dripping down my back with product is sticky and not for me. So yeah, depending on which way your hair is, vertical or horizontal, like just now this bottom section, the way I sectioned it, I went out this way, and then the way this one is going up this way. Does that make any sense? It just makes more sense to watch. I do feel like this feels more comfortable. See, that felt better. Okay, so I think horizontal for me is gonna be better than vertical. So I'm gonna keep going and see how that continues to work for me. Okay, before I continue, what I'm already noticing with this Define brush, I'm gonna have quite a bit of shrinkage with this Define brush, but I kind of knew that would happen based on some of the research that I've done before sitting down to film this. And my hair has shrinkage anyway because of my curl type. So I'm already not liking that because I don't want my hair to look even shorter. But I so far do like the definition. So I have noticed that so far. The shrinkage in my hair is very prominent. So we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so we are done using the Define brush on the right side, and I'm going to move on to the volume brush on the left. So, because so far with a defining brush, I do find that it does a good job with definition, obviously, but if the section is too big, it will definitely create more frizz. But certain sections, I do find that this top part is very helpful if you're going for like a very short section, so it's not wide, but it's like shorter. This works really well for bangs if you have them, I'm assuming, even though I didn't use it for my shorter layers. I did find myself using this top part for certain sections, so don't forget about this top part if you need to use it, which was helpful. I did read too that the tail part can be like a parting comb, which I didn't need it for that because I'm just so used to using my fingers to part. But so far, this is what the right side is looking like. All ringlets. I'm hoping it dries defined and frizz-free. If I have a little bit of frizz, I'm not gonna be that mad because like I said, I'm not a brush styling kind of girl. Because typically when I do brush style, my hair comes out more frizzy. So yeah. Okay guys, so I'm gonna move on to the left side and we're gonna be using the purple one, the volume edge lift. We shall see. Hopefully I don't have as much shrinkage on this side because I can already see the shrinkage on the right. Yeah, I'm not feeling it already, but I do like the definition so far. Kelsey just told me it looks like a rod set, like if y'all remember rod sets back in the day. And she is right, that's kind of what it looks like. I'm gonna do the same thing I did to start. Apply the gel to damp hair. Again, I already have leave-in in my hair, the Honey Hydrate from Camille Rose. And like I always do, I'm just gonna finger rake my product through and make sure you get the roots too, because with brush styling, I find that with my curl pattern, if I don't have enough product on my roots, they get really, really frizzy. And we don't want that, so we wanna make sure there is product evenly distributed from the roots to the tips. I never do horizontal at the bottom just because that's just the way my hair is when I go to section it. And I'm just gonna do a vertical this time and then continue doing horizontal for the next section. You just gotta start. You just never know what feels right until you start, you know? I want to flip that like so. And keep going. Let the curls do what they do. Move on to the next section. So if you guys hear anything, that is our yard guy outside cutting the grass. So again, I'm gonna keep doing smaller sections because typically when I style my hair, I do medium-sized sections just because I don't want to be sitting here all day. And my hair usually turns out pretty good with this combo, no matter, you know, if I do small, medium sections. I never do large sections because I just have too much hair for that. But typically I do like medium-sized sections, but I'm doing smaller for this video specifically because I find that using these brushes, it don't work if your sections are not small enough. So, okay. And sometimes you can feel if you need to go through it again, like that just didn't feel like I wanted it to. So I'm gonna go back in and flip it like that. And I feel like there's some frizzy sections and maybe that means I don't have enough product. But I do notice my curls are already separated more with this one. I knew that would happen because of the ridges on the sides are smaller, but this is just me going in and being extra picky, but that's kind of cheating, right? So I should probably leave that alone. So the key is to make sure you have like very fine, like thin sections. Make sure they're not too thick. Again, please make sure there's no tangles in with these brushes, and there's like a layered section. Like if you have layers, if there's not like, it's not like a blunt cut across, your hair is more prone to like more breakage and it can be more tangled in that area. So just make sure you're more mindful of like your layered areas, because I notice when I start to get towards the front, like the areas in between the shorter sections and the longer sections of my hair, that's when it gets a little bit more tangly. So just take your time in those areas. So I'm just gonna brush through like regular first. This is actually really good at detangling, I'm not gonna lie, because I did detangle my hair before, but just to be sure, I've been going through with this brush before I go in to define my curls, and it's been doing pretty well. So I do like it as a detangling brush first off. Then that's when I will go in and do the little flipping technique with the ridges. I do think this section was a little too wide, so I'm going to get this front section because I feel like I missed it. I'm learning as I go, y'all. I'm learning as I go. Okay guys, so I'm done with the left side with the volume brush, and so far I can tell that these curls on the left are more separated and these on the right are definitely more like springy, more bouncy, and they obviously have more like clumps, so they look bigger. These look smaller because of the amount of like the fine teeth on the side, and these have the wider ones. So I'm already seeing that in my curls so far, and so far I'm not mad at either one. We're just gonna see how they look when it's dry. So y'all know that's the ultimate test when it's dry. So I'm going to let this dry. I know a lot of people love the diffuser, but me and the diffuser have a very complicated relationship. So I'm not gonna do the diffuser this time, but I will air dry my hair and sit in front of a fan. That is my version of air drying to get it dry faster. And then I'll come back tomorrow and I might stretch it. I'm probably gonna stretch my hair. Yeah, definitely. Because even if I were to use this brush like on a normal day, I wouldn't leave it like this air dried. I will absolutely stretch it just because I like my hair stretched when I want to wear it out. So yeah, I'm probably gonna stretch both sides and then let y'all know how I feel about the results tomorrow. Okay guys, so it's the next day and I finished letting my hair dry last night, and I woke up today and stretched my hair. If you guys want to know what I use to stretch my hair, this is what I use, the Dyson with the concentration nozzle attachment. So that's the one I use. I've been using that one for years. If you guys want to see how I stretch my hair, my last hair tutorial that I did, like my spring curl reset, you guys can go check that video out. I did stretch my hair in that if you want to see it. So yeah, but onto the results for each brush. So I'm gonna start with the definition brush. I was pleasantly surprised with this brush. As you can see, this side is extremely defined. The brush did what it said it would do. So I am pleasantly surprised at how much I love this side of my hair. I expected not to like it as much because I thought it would just like define the ends of my hair, but actually the entire curl is curling, you know? And I think my hair on this side is gonna last way longer than the volume side. But I will say I like both sides, just in different ways. So the definition side is pretty perfect for day one hair. And like I said, this is obviously gonna depend on the products you use. So whatever styling products you use, you're definitely going to see the difference and how shiny and frizz-free your hair turns out. So the brush alone is not gonna do all the work, but definitely this will replace like my finger coiling technique. And if you guys did watch my spring curl reset video, you saw how tedious that process is, like when I go in and do like the shingling method. And it's super time consuming, but my hair lasts so much longer when I do that. But this brush might have just replaced that technique. So Kelsey's not getting this bag. She didn't want it anyway because it didn't work for her, but it for sure worked for me. And the more my hair continues to grow, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need this brush because everybody knows the longer your hair gets, it's harder to keep the definition. Like the definition isn't as, you know, bouncy. And I'm trying to embrace this length now while I have it, because when it gets longer, it's definitely gonna be harder to keep like these spiral curls. Because obviously, you know, gravity, the longer it gets, you know, the less curly it is, depending on your curl type too. But I really think that this brush is gonna be like in rotation with my styling techniques. I don't even think I want a finger coil anymore because this was so much quicker. I'm just shook at how defined my hair is. Like it literally looks like perfectly like rod set spiral curls. I love this side of my hair, and for it to be the definition side, I still think it has a pretty good amount of volume. Obviously, you guys know I'm not someone who wears my hair huge because it never lasts when I wear it like really big, and it gets bigger around, I want to say day 4, and by that time I'm ready to wash it. So I don't mind this tamed look. Out of 5 stars, I will probably give this brush, I want to say 5 stars, because I'm so surprised at how much I like this. So that just goes to show that even though Kelsey and I are twins, all things don't work the same on us, because if you guys can tell already, our curls are different and different things work for each of us. So I'm really glad that I enjoyed this brush. You guys let me know if you have tried this Define brush on your curl pattern. Let me know how it worked for you. And if you have my curl pattern, let me know if it worked just as well for you, or if you want to try it again if it didn't work for you. Like, did I change your mind on this brush if you hated it? So I'm obsessed currently. So hopefully I still like it when I use other products with it though. I'm not gonna lie, because I did use like my go-to Holy Grail curly hair combo. Like that's probably like my top one right now. And I'm gonna try some of my other favorites with this brush, like my other favorite curly hair products with this brush as far as stylers go, and see how I like it. But so far it's gonna get a 5 out of 5 stars. So moving on to the volume brush, I was pleasantly surprised with this one too, but more in a negative way, because when I saw these fine ridges on the sides, I assumed that my curls would be way more defined and give me more length. Like I didn't think I would have to stretch this side as much as I had to this side. But last night when I was drying my hair, both sides were very short. Like Kelsey said, it looked like I got like a big chop or something. Like the shrinkage was literally almost pretty much up to my ears. But when I went to go stretch this side with this side, they pretty much almost look the same length. So there is some frizz on this side, which I knew I would have, but it's not bad. It's just not this side. I would probably give this side, I want to say 3 out of 5 stars. Like it's not horrible. Like I would wear this, it's wearable, but this is definitely not gonna last nearly as long as this side, which again makes sense because this is the Define brush. So of course it's gonna define the curls. But this side is more for someone who likes a more effortless, more voluminous, messier curl. Like this looks, obviously I'm messing with it with my hand, so it's getting more frizzy the more I touch it. But I don't mind that look if that's what I'm going for that day. But typically, if you guys know me, this is typically what I like because it just lasts longer. But this isn't bad either, but I would just have to go wash my hair probably in the next 2 days if the whole entire thing was with this brush, with the volume brush. I do like this brush, but I don't think I would use it as much as the Define brush. So depending on the look I'm going for, I would definitely use this. I am glad I still have this brush, so I am gonna keep it because I don't know how I'm gonna feel like in 2-3 years when my hair is longer and I wanna use this. Maybe I wanna use each of them just as much, or you never know, I may want this one more often than this one. But right now I'm in my loving my perfectly defined curls era, not quite in my messy effortless curls era yet. That's also due to the haircut that I currently have. And if you guys saw like my curly hair routine that I did at the top of the year, you guys would know that it's been quite a journey with me growing out the front of my hair and getting it to be back healthy because I had a ton of heat damage on this side. So I was trying to grow it all out evenly. And I'm officially in all of my curls are the healthiest they've ever been. And I'm so happy about that because like years ago when I did wear my hair curly and it was longer, there was a lot of heat damage. So I'm just waiting for the length to come back with the health. So I want them together, not just long curly hair with a ton of heat damage. Does that make sense? So these brushes are definitely enhancing what I've spent so much time, you know, perfecting with the health of my hair, because I can tell that my hair is the healthiest it's ever been. So I'm really proud of that. And that's due to everything I've done up to like the past 2 years that I've worn my hair curly full time. You guys let me know which one of these brushes I sold you on, because I love this one, the Define one, and I like the volume one. It just depends on your curl taste and how you like to wear your hair. So I will have both of these brushes linked in the description box if you guys are interested. Let me know if you like these kind of ranking videos that Kelsey and I have been doing. If you guys are interested in more, go watch our other ranking videos like I did with the Dew Gels and Kelsey just recently did with the Scala Curl Creams. Let us know if you want more ranking videos. I do have another one that I'm thinking about doing. I hope you guys like that one too. But this completely changed my mind on styling tools. You guys know I was not like a brush girly when it came to defining my curls because they just never worked for me, like the Denman brush. Kelsey loves the Denman brush when she uses it. I hate it. Like, it has never worked on my hair. I don't like how my hair looks when I use it. It's a lot of shrinkage, even though I did have shrinkage with both of these, but my hair turned out wearable. The Denman brush, I don't really like the way my hair turns out. Some years ago, I did use the pattern defining brush, and that was pretty much similar to the Denman brush, and I just was not that satisfied with my hair back then and how it turned out when I used it. But these, I think I'm a brush styling girl currently, so I am going to keep in mind that brush styling all the time is not the best for your hair, because I know too much brush styling can lead to breakage, and you guys know I stayed away from brushes for a while. Sometimes I still do use the Tangle Teezer to detangle my hair, like when I'm putting in leave-in conditioner, but I don't always use that. Most of the time I'm just using my fingers because that's what works best for me, and that's keeping my hair healthy. But if I'm in a lazy mood and don't feel like using my fingers, I'm just going to go to one of these brushes. I'm glad I have these in my curly hair kit because they're gonna come in handy at some point. I'm gonna stop rambling, you guys. At this point, I'm sure you know how I feel about each brush. Let me know what you guys wanna see next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one.